do the after chat. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Greg's Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Maxwell Starr. Tonight, we're going to do a beer that's actually from a brewery close to Greg.
Yay!
Tonight, we're going to take a look at something actually originating from the States. This is New Belgium's Fat Tire Amber Ale. Yeah. 5.2% ABV. This is actually the Canadian version, and I'll get into this later. The Canadian version is made by Steam Whistle here in Canada, and in fact, Greg even has one that has the freshness seal on it.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers. All right, so without further ado, let's go over to the panel. We are no Greg's here, so we don't have to introduce him. But Redbeard, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here. Really looking forward to drinking this super exciting sounding beer.
Yay. All righty. And over to Ash of Ashley Sexton, the Sexton Brewing Co. What are you doing? Yeah, I messed that one up. How's it going tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm just doing fantastic. Thank you.
Nice. You all excited for this? Isn't this like your favorite beer ever?
Through the fucking roof.
All right. So let's go over to Greg, who we know already is his favorite beer because he's so excited to be here. He's here every time. But
It's good old Fat Tire, just like Fat Tire Nick's gonna get on his bike so he can go off-roading and stuff like that.
Admittedly, I'd like to get a fat bike for the wintertime, but
there you go, Nick. This is your first step. Drink this beer.
I'm glad that the spring's coming around the corner here, and I actually just dropped my bike off to get a tune-up done on Monday. So anyway,
what are they gonna do? They're gonna put a little polish on the seat, maybe make sure the chain is tight. It's all good.
Make sure that the seat doesn't chafe up against my large junk too much.
Well, that's actually important. I would just assume you'd like kind of carve a little hole in there to like a nice little pouch to hold it, like a little bird's nest.
Like a cup.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Your balls at the same. All right, moving right along back to me. Everybody wants to look at my face after those comments. All right. So tonight's beer obviously is New Belgium's Fat Tire. The story of New Belgium Brewing Company began with a young couple, Jeff Liebisch and Kim Jordan, when they took a 1988 bicycle trip through Belgium. While there, they became enamored with the Belgian beer scene, and much of this trip focused on traveling from brewery to brewery. Jeff, an electrical engineer and avid home brewer, decided they could bring the taste of Belgian beer home to the United States. New Belgium Brewing Co. Began it in Fort Collins, Colorado, and kicked off sales of their first beers, Fat Tire Amber Ale and their Abbey Ale, in June of 1991 at the Colorado Brewers Festival. The Abbey Ale would also go to be a success, winning gold in the specialty category at the Great American Beer Festival in 1993, before a category for Belgian beers had even been created. Today, New Belgium has grown into the fourth largest craft brewery in the United States, with the focus on social and environmental sustainability. They are a certified B Corp company, as well as we're also the first microbrewery or craft beer brewery to join the 1% for the Planet, where members donate 1% of their annual sales to environmental causes. Though now divorced, Kim Jordan remains as New Belgium's CEO. In 2016, New Belgium opened a second brewery in Asheville. Ash here. Bring him back in.
Thanks.
You're welcome. In Asheville, North Carolina, to expand production, and in February 2019, they signed a deal with Steam Whistle. That's what we talked about for the production of Fat Tire for the Canadian market. In November 2019, it was announced that New Belgium was being sold to Little Lion Beverages of Australia, a division of Kirin, like Kirin Ichiban. Other beers from New Belgium include the Fat Tire Belgian White, their wit beer. Abbey Ale, of course, which is styled after a Belgian double. They have their Voodoo Ranger series of IPAs. There's like a hazy IPA and all kinds of others. Everybody's getting hazy now. Dayblazer Easygoing Ale. They have a Bohemian Pilsner, Sunshine Wheat, and many more. I didn't write everything down. So, Fat Tire Amber Ale is a 5.2% ABV, 22 IBU American Amber Ale brewed with pale, C80, Munich, and Victory malts, as well as Willamette, Golding, Nugget hops, as well as their own house ale yeast. Fun shit. All right. All right, so this part, here's our histories with this beer. It's probably actually going to be short, except for maybe Greg's. That's your history with this beer.
Never had beer before.
Such a great history. You want to elaborate?
No.
And I'm looking up something.
No, I do not want to elaborate. I choose not to elaborate. He's
Okay,
choosing not to elaborate.
Where did you get the beer? Did you bought it at the LCBO, I'm assuming?
I did. I bought it at the LCBO in Calendar.
Ooh.
It's pretty exciting. Actually, and speaking of the whole thing Greg was saying earlier about different random Euro loggers and stuff we might be able to find, they have got a whole wall of those kind of beers there. So my selection is more than I really thought it was. I should have taken a picture, but I failed. So
That's what I'm saying. Find out what Nick can get, and we can do shitty quarantine Euro loggers.
Yeah, burn them out. I know I can get like Dortmunder and Bitburger and Orange Gruner. It's all shit that I would really
You're just
never
making words up now.
again. I am looking for it. The last time I had Fat Tire.
this beer does not smell enticing.
I've had it once. All right, so let's move over to Nick Lovid 19. Nice.
19. You just clued in on that one?
Well, I've just been now paying attention to you, Greg. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's nice. Didn't you skip Ashley?
Ashley dropped out, and now you're ahead.
Oh,
Yep.
I can't even see that it was in this chat. Anyway, okay, so my history with this beer. Well, this specific one by Steam Whistle I had once in July, and that's it. My history with the beer is I don't know, but I know I've had it many times in the States. In fact, I probably had, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these in one night of Vegas because I think after drinking expensive beers in Vegas, like the IPAs, I wanted something light and cheap. And these were like dirt cheap in Vegas. So you got like a big 650 bottle for like $3 US or whatever it was, or I can't remember what it was, but it was really cheap. So, and every convenience store had them. So I'd just be like, okay, I'm going to go convenience store. I don't want to buy another IPA. So I'm just going to have a Fat Tire. So I had a whole bunch of these, and it's a pretty good, just kind of steady drinking, walking down the strip beer. Because you're allowed to drink in public in Vegas, and that's cool.
Wow.
Nice.
So that's my history. I've had it a bunch of times in the States, but once before in the Canadian version. And is it the same thing? I don't remember. So it might be the same thing, might not be.
Yeah. The only problem I got with that story is what happens in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas.
Oh, don't worry. It itched for a while.
Oh, okay. Let's move over to Ash.
Gross.
What's your history with this beer?
I've had this. I've never had the American version. I've only had the Steam Whistle version. I had it back in June of last year, and I think I had. I think when I bought it, I bought the 6-pack because I just looked at my photo and Untapped and it's a bottle, and so I've had 6 of them, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More history than I've got.
Yeah. No, that's all I got, man. Sorry.
It's all right. We'll expect you to live up to the whatever we do next week. All right, or at least show us up in the tasting notes. So let's go to my history with this beer. I've had it once, courtesy of our friends Joe, and I only ever tapped it.
Good old Joe.
I had it at the Albino Rhino's place before coming home. The night before I came home, I think I split it with Chris Lezak. Anyway,
That was on your bucket list? What's wrong with you?
back in 2017, it was on my bucket list because it was actually one that I'd heard for years.
Yeah, I'll refine that.
It is like a pioneer craft American beer.
Okay, we'll get into that note later. But yeah, I had it once in May 2017, and just before coming home from the Albino Rhino Beer Fest, courtesy of Joe bringing it across the border. That's the only time I've ever had it. This is, of course, I've heard about Steam Whistle manufacturing this for a while now, but they just finally showed up here in New Brunswick. So this is my first time trying the Steam Whistle version. So we'll get into my thoughts on this in a moment, but let's go over. Hey, we actually do have comments. I'll queue up.
Yeah, we have a raining on your parade back in the chat.
Wow, there's a face I've seen for him for a while. How you doing, Rainy on your parade?
And he's like, "Yo, dogs!" And
Now we just need wait Jace Westcott. It's gonna be a reunion,
right? And then Redbeard says, "Cheers!" And I said, "Yo, dog!" right back at him, which is spelled differently, just to mix it up a little bit. I mixed the lowercase with the uppercase to be a little clever.
WD, like American wire gauge.
You got it, yeah. So sort of feeling the vibe, so I just thought I'd take a chance and just. So, yeah. Good to see you though, Rennie, on your parade, because we've had to hold up a cardboard cutout of someone asking the question every week for the last 6 months in your absence. So
Hey, Eric Gilbert's chipped in every once in a while.
yes, where is he? He
I
should
don't
be
know
here
where
too.
he is. He's probably there just watching. Has one
Actually, I think there are a few other live streams going on right now that are maybe a little bit more tantalizing.
Yeah.
So-
Ever since I started this new job, I've kind of We've moved everything up an hour, so
Yeah, that's
it's screwed up the viewership. Last couple weeks have been.
It's fine. You get the thousands of viewers afterwards that watch the replay, so it's okay.
Yeah, such professional content like
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those sweet YouTube residuals.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, we had Leon here. Then we get the female audience wanting to get lady boners.
Good Lord. And we get Greg on here.
Ashley made a really weird mouth noise.
Greg is the reason people either stay and watch this shit or not stay.
I think
They
most of
kill
them
themselves.
probably leave, but I think there's the weird few that are into me.
They drink
They're just
themselves
waiting
into
to see what-
oblivion.
Whatever bullshit you say next.
Probably depending where I am, some of them just think I'm Nick's penis.
All right, moving right along. Let's go over to. You ready for some thoughts, there, Redbeard?
Yeah, they're not great.
Fill your boots.
I've had several amber beers up to this point, and the smell and taste of this is just not good. It's got this fucking weird kind of sweet, almost a bit of a sourness in the fucking flavor, and then the lingering aftertaste is just hanging out in the back of my throat, pissing me off. Overall, and I guess style, I would give that like a fucking 4. And enjoyment, I go like a fucking 4.5.
Not even just a 4, a fucking 4.5.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is the least I've enjoyed a beer in quite some time.
It's got to be the somewhat Belgian influenced taste to it.
Now I've come
I can't
around to
imagine-
some of those Belgian flavors to this point, so I don't know. Maybe if it's not fresh. It says December of 2019, so it's not super fresh, but I feel like it shouldn't be gross by this point.
Yeah, we probably have the same one. Is it DE 1219?
Mine says DE 2019-10.
Okay, so that's December 20th, 2019.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm seeing there's a 10, and there's a kind of smudged off the rest of the time thing. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Mine's actually 8 days older than yours.
Great.
Not that it matters.
All right, so moving along to Grigori.
Hi.
Yes.
I'm not actually sure because I don't really know the BJCP or whatever guidelines are, but many amber beers have quite a bit of hoppiness to them. But I always thought that was an American amber. Is there a difference in terms of style guidelines between sort of a regular amber and an American amber, or is it just all?
I think like American amber is intended to be like what we're used to when we call it amber ale. It's not like a Belgian amber.
Yeah.
Generally, when
Sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
I was going to say, generally, when you throw American in front of it, of any, well, not any,
It's the American
the majority of them.
another style.
Yeah, basically, they're just hopping it up.
Like, is this even a Belgian amber though? Really? Because it just like the brewery sure says New Belgium, but it's amber ale. I'm not seeing
Yeah, no,
anything.
it's just this is just classified as an amber.
Like,
Oh yeah, they're kind of grandfathered in the term New Belgium. Now we recognize a Belgian amber as being a different style, whereas
Well,
it's kind of like Belgian influence from 1991.
yeah, like I was gonna say, I've had some really good hoppy red ales, which I guess again would be classified as an amber overall. But then there's some really malt forward ones, and I feel like a Belgian one would be pretty easy to guess on the palate kind of thing, just because of the obvious yeast they'd probably use.
Yeah, it doesn't taste Belgian to me. Well, because the thing I'm going to say, and this is why I'm trying to sort of understand the style a little bit, because I was always under the impression that this is sort of what an amber is supposed to taste like, and then you got the American ones that hop it up. Now, I personally prefer the hoppy ones, But if it's kind of a different style at that point, then it's not really fair to compare the two. That's what I'm sort of trying to really get at. So try to cure my ignorance a little bit. Because as far as the way I understand a non-hoppy amber to be, this is pretty much on the nose. It's pretty drinkable. It's malty. It's not hoppy at all. It's very like you can just basically knock back like 3 or 4 of these, no problem, and enjoy it if that's what you want. So based on that, so I'm not going to compare it to hoppy amber. I will say I like hoppy ambers way more than this, but given this for a style I don't drink very much, I got to give it a 9. Like I think it's right on the nose of what I think it should be. It's sweet, it's malty, easy to drink. I really don't think there's any problem with this style-wise. I probably could even go 10 on this, except there's probably more exciting versions of this or something. I mean, in terms of actual preference, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's very boring. This is a beer I'd want to drink when I'm already drunk. Maybe knock back a few of these when I don't want to drink anything with flavor. So I'm gonna go 6 on that. It just doesn't do a whole lot. I also think this has been out of my fridge for about half hour, so I think if it was colder, it would maybe get an extra half a point or something. But it's a 6. It's like a barely good and could work if you're already drunk, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get one of these.
All right, let's move on to Mr. Flavor Notes. I'm gonna have to follow up.
Flavor notes. Oh God.
Mr. Flavor.
So, really, the aroma is just like it's just crystal malts and copper coin. That's pretty much all I get. The hops are pretty subdued in this. Now, I was thinking about the hops that you were listing off on this one. It's like what Nugget, Willamette, and what else was it? Nugget, Willamette.
The hops.
It doesn't really matter. It's sort of a mix of like
Golding and Nugget.
Okay, yeah, Golding. So Golding and Willamette, those are English hops. Nuggets and American hops. So it's like sort of a mix.
Willamette's an American hop, but it's based on.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, cool.
So Golding's definitely British.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's not an exciting beer. It's an amber ale. It's supposed to be drinkable. It's supposed to be mild. It's supposed to be slightly sweet with a little bit of bitterness to it. I think it delivers on a lot of those fronts. It's just not exciting. To Greg's point, like an Americanized version of it would probably have like some sort of dry hop addition or maybe something a little bit more exciting to add some like citrus notes and stuff to it. But I mean, really, this Fat Tire new amber ale is just meant to be a guzzler. It's just meant to, not to be, or it's not meant to create any sort of palate fatigue whatsoever. Just something you can just sort of slug back a few of them. But I mean, overall, it's not an inspiring beer, but this isn't really an inspiring interpretation of it either. It's perfectly fine and drinkable. But I'm sort of curious, like what this would have been like. I don't know, like 10 years ago, or however old this was, or however old the recipe is. What it was like back in the day, brewed by New Belgium. I laugh at Steam Whistle's claim that they use their own house ale yeast because this is the only ale that they actually make. Oh no, they make Von Bugel's a lager as well.
I think it's still a lager, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the only ale that they have. So they really don't have an ale yeast per se, because that takes propagation and time and all that stuff. So I don't know. I just sort of find it funny. But what do I know? I don't know. Fuck. Maybe they got this yeast from New Belgium. I don't know. Anyways, okay, I'm rambling. For the style, I'll give it a 7. For personal preference, I'll give it a 6 because it's just I've had better amber ales essentially. So,
all right, let's pan over to me and give my thoughts, which I don't know.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Greg. My thoughts on this. I thought felt like in the flavor, I'm getting like notes of like either black or red tea, a bit floral, some light hints of red fruits. There's caramel in there. It's got a very like a bready finish with a bit of earthiness to it. There's a touch soapy, a light amount of like spice. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's like cinnamon or allspice or something. Maybe nutmeg. That sour note that I get that what Redbeard was talking about, it almost comes across as just like a little bit of yeasty crispness to it. I do find this thing that, like Ashley was saying, a slugger. This is meant to not cause palate fatigue, be one that you can actually just chug a whole bunch of these in one sitting and not get tired of it. Even this one, I've got like a little bit left in my glass here. I'm actually going right through this because it's drinking quite satisfying, right? When it comes to how quick you can go. Like, this would be a great summer beer, and hits just right when it's nice and cold like this. One thing I do appreciate, while it's not the greatest amber ale out there, one thing I do appreciate and I'm getting kind of bonus marks for is the fact that it's taking that American amber ale and then giving us some Belgian flair. Like when I compared this to my memories of like the Conic or something like that, nice Belgian style amber ale, there's some notes in this that lean towards the Belgian influence that really kind of pique my interest a little bit more than a basic amber ale. I'm not really a big fan of amber ales anyway, but I think I like this more than most amber ales I've had, like just plain ambers. So I'm going to give it an 8 for the style, and overall enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 7. I find it nice and easy to drink, and I probably would get this again.
Bunch of crazy bastards.
Shut up.
I'll jump over to the chat. Rainy on your parade. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say, Nick?
Oh, I was just jumping over to you.
Oh, okay, cool. Rainy on your parade says doing okay. Took a break from my computer for a while. Looking like things in America are going to be getting real fucked up.
Not great because President Orange.
Yeah, stay safe there.
Had
dude.
this and then he's like, had this beer a couple of times, no big deal. It was drinkable. So there we go.
Fun shit.
Raining on your parade. Yeah, things are not going to be getting real fucked up. I think they're
already there.
I don't live there, so I have no frame of reference, Donnie.
We got problems here too. Not as bad, but we got problems here too. So
hey, I got a direct deposit check by the government today, so I'm getting my money.
Hey, I'm an essential worker, so I'm getting my money. I'm just exposing my ass.
Didn't they just announce like measures today to top up people who are essential workers? I don't know how that applies for me and you, Greg, because you probably make too much for whatever they're.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is I don't make too much. I think they said it's anyone who makes under $2,500 a month. So yeah, spoilers.
I can't. So. Which sucks. I mean, it's not like I don't have expenses.
Yeah, I'd like to get a top up too. Why not? But
yeah, no.
That being said, I'm gonna say, and I can vouch for you, Nick, because neither you or I are standing in a grocery store or in a hospital dealing with people directly. So, as much as I'd like to get the money, these people actually do deserve it, and I hope they get it because they are actually the people keeping the country running.
They're in harm's way, and they're working their ass off because they must be understaffed at the same time.
100%.
Like
even LCBO employees, and I mean, you can argue about alcohol, whether it's essential or not, but LCBO employees, they're working their ass off at these stores because they have to deal with customers, they have to traffic control, they have to disinfect everything. So, I mean, all these people are working their asses off. I mean, relatively speaking, yes, I'm still going to an office, but I'm not working like they are. So
no, none of us are. Well, I mean, none of us are working well. I'm working my ass off trying to keep people going. I'm not telling everybody where I work. You guys know where I work, but
KFC.
My business is very essential. And I'm IT support for that business. We need to be running. And I'm one of the IT staff that's tasked with keeping everything going. So it's crazy right now, but Hey, I'm getting good points from from management for being able to handle it so far.
So
Especially
that's good, man.
just starting there a month and a half ago. So
That's right. What awesome timing, right?
I am really lucky. I feel really lucky to even have a job at all right now. So it's just
I thought you were about to say I feel really lucky that all this is happening because it's affecting my job so well. I'm glad you didn't say that.
Out of curiosity, Nick, I won't mention your old place of employment, but do you have any friends from your old place of employment, and how are they doing?
they were able to transition to home, but all the people that were left when I left, like 3/4 of the office where I used to work at with Xerox. Now people are no. I used to work at the
Spoilers.
Center. Don't care. I don't care. Give a shit about Xerox anymore. Because I just learned today that some of my other friends from Xerox got their layoff notices.
That's too bad. Well, at least they'll get some Trudeau money.
Yeah. Well, it's been coming for a while, but it sucks to hear about people getting shafted.
Yeah.
Especially in a time like this. Now he's got a. Well, he probably doesn't. He's got a severance, so he doesn't. It's not like he has to go on EI.
No. Stupid. So it's a shitty time because you know what? It's also knowing what's happening because you know what? If this is not going to be a 1 month, 2 month thing, this is probably going to go into 2021 to some extent at least.
Yeah, and, like they're going to be looking for work. He's got severance, but they got severances. But I mean, if they're looking for work right now, forget it. You're not getting anything right now because who's hiring?
Actually, you'd be surprised. There's actually a lot of places hiring. Obviously, it depends on the job, but Agnes, who works in the recruitment field, she is busy with interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, and even like it's there. A lot of places are just business as usual, just going from home, and they're hiring people. They're getting them set up to work from home, and hey, it'll be nice to meet your coworkers in 6 months.
Yeah, right.
Hey, welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team. Welcome to the fireplace.
Jesus, Red, what are you doing to your poor cat?
He keeps fucking attacking the couch over there. He's being a dick.
He's not. He's being cute and popping his head up every so often. Leave him alone.
I know he's not.
I can hear it at the corner of my fucking ear. It's not just that. It's like.
See, I'm looking
attacking the couch.
I'm looking at him. You're just pretending to hear him.
No, I'm hearing him.
There's our final.
Whack-a-mole.
There's our final scores for New Belgium's Fat Tire. Overall, it was meh. Yeah, that's pretty much how you sum this up. It's no MGD.
Yeah, no MGD.
Yeah, as this thing's warming up, that cereal grain breadiness is really coming up, and it's gonna get really good.
It's not.
That's the thing. This is a beer you want to pull out of the fridge and just drink fairly.
Drink ice cold, just like Steam Whistle.
Yeah. But you know what? This isn't offensive at all. Like the flavors are fine. It's got no corn syrup taste that I can taste, so hopefully it doesn't have any in it.
You know what? I would drink this over a lot of different amber ales. I'm not really a huge fan of amber ales, but I'd drink this.
I can't think of any other amber ale that I would like that I like less than this.
You know, the funny thing is, my least favorite amber ale is the one that GLB makes. Their red leaf lager. I just cannot enjoy that.
I've never had that one.
I actually liked the red leaf when I had it.
I think I've tried that beer over the course of the last, let's see, I started drinking in 2012. So last 8 years, give or take. I've probably had that beer about 30 times, and I'm always being like, no, this is GLB. I have to like this stuff. I'm a GLB fanboy. I just can never like that beer. I just don't know what it is.
So is that like an amber lager? Is that what that one is?
Yeah, I think it's an amber lager. I'd have to double check. It's semi-hoppy, but not that hoppy by today's standards. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about it. It kind of has this burnt taste to it that I don't like. The thing I'll say about this is like you could easily knock back a shit ton of these. Most of the time, these really hoppy amber ales, I can't drink that fast, and I can't drink a lot of them because
I always find that usually amber ales come off too nutty or too much. I had a pointer. Too sweet, like to be really quenchable like this. This has got the right balance in that sense.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the caramel malts. They don't really. They lend the sweetness and the color, but they don't ferment out. So.
Comment in the comments.
Oh boy!
All right.
What's the beer for next week?
What is the beer for next week? We don't actually.
but it actually wasn't. It wasn't punctuated as a question. It was, "What is?" And then the beer for next week.
Does this mean that Raining on Your Parade, after his long hiatus, is deciding what we're drinking next week? Like, we're going to listen,
Right?
because we're trapped indoors and we're drinking whatever we have.
Yeah, there's no question mark there. Cheers, fools! Oh, there's Glibbert.
Fools.
Oh, cheers, Eric.
Oh,
What Liebert's saying, I can't see it yet because there's like a 2-minute delay on comments on my side.
he just says cheers, fools.
Hey, Garrett over, cheers.
Nick needs to work in his own IT.
He has 7 viewers right now. Wow. All right. So next week's beer, we are doing another BYOB. We're doing BYOB sours. So I imagine Redbeard will be happy with drinking sours. You got no complaints over that. I've got a couple of beers already that will apply. And I imagine Greg can go down to the LCBO about 3 feet away and get them.
I have to line up like 15 minutes to just get in there. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order a 12-pack from Half Hours on Earth, and $2,000 later, I've got my sours.
It's true.
Nice. And now I can read Eric's comment. And of course, Ashley can homebrew a sour in that amount of time. So
That's true. He can.
No, I
You
can't.
can just sour one of your own beers. Oh, Arnold is here. No, you maniac. No, Jesus. Okay,
Arnold.
He's gonna get his fuck on now.
He's gonna get his shoulder up.
Brother hates doing that.
Yeah.
He wants to
He's in there too. Cheers. I need more beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Say
So,
cheers to you.
Oh, cheers.
cheers from Las Vegas. Oh, he's actually in Las Vegas. Is that where you're from, Dickie? Or is that
Viva Las Vegas.
what the hell? Arnold's going psycho in cardboard box right now.
He's completely going nuts right
He's completely ripping apart that Octopus Wants to Fight box that you bought.
No. What just happened? What happened?
Oh, we got 9 watching now. Why do we have 9 people watching right now?
Right at the
He
end.
jumped on my back.
Oh,
We just need to keep
Jesus.
this going.
You okay?
Okay,
Arnold
so
just jumped on my wife from the bed. This is not.
Jumping your wife. Anyway, hey, wow, we got 8 viewers right now, right as we're about to go offline. So I want to thank those 8 viewers. Tune in about 10 minutes when we go online with the after chat. Thanks, Ash. Thanks, Redbeard. Thanks, Greg, for coming on. And thanks, Raining on Your Parade. Nice to see you back. Eric Gilbert, of course, and Dickie's Beer Review. Thanks for watching. We will talk to you guys in a bit.
Penis.
Penis.
Right.